Welcome to another episode of The Quiet Hold. This channel documents the operating systems behind managing and scaling quiet, predictable single-family rentals in overlooked U.S. markets. In this video, I'll be walking you through the exact screening system we use for remote management across our single-family rental portfolio of about 50 properties. The entire workflow is documented, repeatable, fair housing compliant, and non-negotiable. It doesn't eliminate risk, but it materially improves the probability of on-time payments, long-term occupancy, and low property damage. Tenant selection is the single highest leverage point in rental operations. The wrong approval leads to late rent, collections, legal exposure, and property damage, all of which cause stress and can be expensive to remediate. Our solution is simple: a strict leasing SOP that evaluates every applicant using the same written criteria. This system ensures that every applicant goes through a streamlined approval process. Good screening ensures that your asset produces reliable income with minimized risk to the income and the asset. I have personally dealt with a good amount of subpar tenants who left our properties in a distressed condition. After repeated occurrences of the same, I decided to devise a framework that highly minimizes this, and so far, all the tenants placed using this system have been excellent. This step is very important. I have personally omitted this step, only to have the leasing process delayed and potential tenants stigmatize the property. It is far better to ensure this checklist is satisfied prior to marketing the property. Now, we only market a home if it is clean, safe, and of course, habitable. Our checklist includes no leaks, working HVAC including heating and cooling, clean electrical, secure locks, no mold, mildew, chipping paint, nails sticking out, or any potential hazards not in accordance with code. Functional plumbing. Relatively outdated cosmetics are allowed. Safety issues are not. The tenant base in tertiary markets seeking affordable housing primarily cares about functional properties. Not necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing ones, though. That is always a bonus. Once we have incoming leads, we try to respond to all the leads within 5 minutes and convert inquiries into walkthroughs quickly. The most important part is to make sure they are pre-qualified prior to scheduling a walkthrough. Here are the pre-screening questions we focus on to qualify leads. When are you looking to move? Highest priority is given to people looking to move between 14 to 30 days. Who will be living in the home? Anyone over the age of 18 must fill out their own application and screening. Do you have pets? We use this to determine their move-in costs unless the pet is an emotional support animal. If the pet is claimed to be emotional support, we verify all the paperwork stating the same. Approximate monthly household income and credit score? Focus on 3 times rent as monthly gross income and credit score of at least 520 plus no matter what. Any prior evictions or collections? Automatic disqualification if there are evictions, utility, or property management collections within the last 5 years. Additionally, we request a copy of a government ID to schedule a walkthrough to quickly verify their identity. This early filter saves time and removes obviously non-qualified leads. If the walkthrough goes well and the applicant wants to proceed, we collect a full application package. We don't review anything until all documents are submitted: last 60 days of pay stubs, last 2 months of bank statements, government ID or prior landlord reference, completed rental application. Once received, we verify every detail for accuracy and consistency. We aren't looking for perfect credit. We look for consistency, predictability, and verifiable information. Income should be minimum of 3 times the rental amount. We make sure that only verifiable income counts, so no cash payments. For credit, we analyze patterns, not scores. However, we like to maintain at least 550 credit score in the absolute worst case. We have some automatic disqualifiers. If any of these in the last 5 years, utility collections, landlord or management company collections, and any eviction. Medical debt and minor offenses carry almost no weight. Rent to income under 33% is strong. Risk increases above that. Files are rejected immediately if any of the following are true. Applicants send screenshots. We only accept PDFs. If someone sends screenshots, that could mean they are either not technologically savvy or they are not used to official document requests, and in both the cases, that is not our ideal client. Pay stubs don't match deposits. This obviously means there is undisclosed and unverified income, which we don't want. Bank statements look altered. This is a huge red flag that they are forging documents for the application. Numbers don't align. If bank statements and pay stubs don't roughly add up, it indicates either undisclosed income or forged pay stubs. Employment cannot be verified. We call their current employer to confirm their employment details. Sometimes we accept offer letters in lieu of pay stubs, but that is accompanied by manual employment verification and a pay stub prior to move-in. If we can't verify any of the pieces above, we don't approve an applicant. This entire process might sound tedious, but it ensures an almost ideal tenant for your asset. This is where we classify outcomes from application analysis. After reviewing income, credit, rental history, and rent-to-income, or RTI for short, we place applicants in one of three categories. Tier 1. RTI under 33% accompanied by clean history, and file leads us to 1 times the monthly rent as security deposit. Tier 2. RTI between 33 to 49%, accompanied by a mostly clean file and minor collections, falls under the 1.5 to 2 times the monthly rent as security deposit, depending on your state's deposit rules. Tier 3, RTI above 50%, along with unverifiable income or other derogatory items, leads to a decline or a cosigner who has a clean file. As an example, say a property has market rent of $950. An applicant has verified income of $3,200, which is roughly 29% RTI. He has a below-average score of 580, but clean history overall. His previous landlord or management company verified the conduct of his stay, and he has consistent documents that highlight stability in job and living circumstances. In this case, we would approve this guy with a standard deposit of 1 times the monthly rent. In the same example, assume that everything holds true, but we cannot verify the applicant's income, and his income doesn't match his bank deposits. Additionally, he has unpaid utility collections on his credit report with an unverifiable rental history. Not to mention, he is rushing to move in and perhaps is super nice and agreeable, almost too nice to a fault. Don't get me wrong, we want to work with nice people, but sometimes, if someone is too nice, that is usually because they're hiding some proverbial demons in the closet. In this case, we would decline the applicant. Upon verifying everything mentioned earlier, once the applicant is approved, we ask them to pay their deposit. Once the deposit is paid and funds are cleared, we send them an electronic lease to sign. We make sure that the move-in date is set and all the necessary details are discussed prior to sending it. We also make sure that we disconnect the utilities from our name on their move-in date and let them know of the same. We provide them with a welcome packet containing information of utility providers, home maintenance tips, and some local vendors if needed. Once the lease is signed, we provide them the keys by either mailing a copy of the keys or having our vendor meet them on the day of their move-in. If you want the exact leasing criteria and scoring framework we use, every parameter, every rubric, the entire system, it's all packaged in our Payhip digital store, linked in the description below. Use it as is or adapt it to your own portfolio. If you want more practical, operations-focused videos, feel free to subscribe. We will be releasing a video every week to help you level up your rental management game. Future videos will cover topics like market selection, acquisition systems, remote management workflows, leasing automation, tenant screening tactics, and the full operating stack we use to run a predictable and scalable single-family rental portfolio across state boundaries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in next week's video.